Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Smoking Sous Vide. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to smoke a turkey. So this is just a small turkey. What I've done is I spatchcocked it or flayed it open. Many different videos on how to do that. I've saved the backbone that I've cut out, including the neck and the heart. And I'm just going to smoke them all up. I'll pull off this other stuff when it's done. I've got a meat thermometer in the thickest part of the meat here for the meat. And I got another one just to tell me what the temperature of the smoker is. I'm going to smoke that with some applewood chunks. So this fruit wood give poultry a very nice, kind of a sweet flavor in that. It's very nice. So we're going to put those on the smoker too, give it a nice little fruit smoke, add that extra flavor. I'm just going to get the smoker going here. I'm smoking about 250 to 325, and I'm going to probably take about a couple hours to get that thing smoked up, and we'll see how that works. And then the reason I'm smoking up the bones here is they make great soup stock, so we can show you that afterwards. All right, and I'll show you once I get it's on the smoker. What we've got here is the smoker's up to about 275 on that. I'm going to put this turkey on there, right in the pan. It's just so you know, just season it up the way you normally season your turkeys. There's no real secret spice here and all that. It's just a little bit of poultry seasoning, a little bit of salt. I've got the thermometers in there. I can monitor that remotely in the house. I had a little bit of freezing rain here last night, so that's good. All right, so we're going to smoke that up for at least a couple hours and see where that comes out at. But yeah, you can see it's just going to catch that smoke. Get the probes out of the way. And we'll let that smoke, and it's sitting about 1.5 on my acorn char griller. Bottom vent's open to 2, so you know that should settle out about 275, 300 degrees. Exactly the range we want this for the turkey. All right, so we'll talk to you in a bit. Okay, so the turkey has been on for about 2 hours now. It's just come up to my other temperature probe is saying it's at 160, 161 internal temperature. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, I use a precision thermometer for my final tests here. So, 164, 154, 153. Okay, so I'm going to leave that another probably 15 minutes. Just let it get a little bit more done. And then we're going to pull that in and let it rest. Okay, so it's coming along good. Okay, turkey's done. Got up to minimum 165, 160. It's going to tent for a bit. What we're going to do is make some oil. What I like to do is there's all those drippings in the bottom of the pan. I'm just going to put a couple cups of water in there. It'll soften it up. It'll also kind of just help that turkey kind of simmer and some juice in here. I'm just going to loosely tent that down and wrap it around the turkey. Let that sit for about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to set a timer because I always get busy doing other stuff. And then we're going to cut that turkey up and be able to serve it. In this case, we're going to be cutting it up and then getting the carcass prepared, and we're going to make a soup stock also. So, the smoking is now done. And at this point, like I say, you can finish off everything else. You can make a gravy from that, transfer this to another plate while it's tenting, and then you can do all your fixings and the meal is ready. All right, sounds good. So I hope you enjoy this turkey. We'll pull it back just to give you a little sampler. So we'll come back on one more time because you'll see how good that turkey looks and that. All right, talk to you in a bit. All right, so the turkey's been tenting for 15 minutes. I'm gonna take that foil off. See how lovely that looks. The legs move a little freely. We've got those organ meat, the neck, the backbone, and the heart that we cooked up. We're going to put those into a Dutch oven. We're going to cover those with water later, along with some of the carcass materials, and we're going to create a lovely soup stock. But just to get this thing carved up, do, here, let's get the board over here. So we're just gonna, you can see the way that bone just kind of folds out that way. We're just gonna figure out where that is, and it's just gonna cut that right off. Elusive. So it'll almost tear right off here. So there's the first one. We'll set that on the plate. Tear off the second one. Set that up. Got the wings. We can just cut those off down at the joint. Okay. Set that aside. Take this one back too. Oops, helps if I use the right side of the knife. Okay, set that up. So then for the breast, we're going to just carve on either side of that, the breastbone. Breast meat. Do the same on this side. Oops, just get around that bone. Just can't move my knife from that one. So come from the other side. There we go. That there. We've got some meat left on this carcass. You can carve that out to put on your plate, or take it off once it gets cooler. So take the wings, and maybe you have somebody in your family that that eats those. I usually like this part of the wing; it's nice and flavorful, lots of smoke. The nibs, or the wing tips, I'll put those in the pot. I'm going to take all the meat off this carcass. Once it cools off a little bit more, I'm going to put that carcass in there. The drumsticks never seem to be eaten, or the bottom part of the wings never seem to be eaten in my house. So I'm going to take that meat off of there. Just going to get that off right now, and I'm going to put that into that pot. So if you wanted to do an au jus, which is just take that reduction there, water it down, and cook it a bit, you can get a nice, that's a little gristly. So we'll just throw that in there. But you can get a nice reduction. You can cut all this up into slices and then put it into a casserole dish and just heat it up, keep it warm, or just heat it just before you serve it. That works really good for if you want to cook up the turkey well in advance. So that's one where we've cooked it up early in the afternoon. We've got a big meal to prepare. That's also a good way to do it. But the smoked turkey, you can see how much flavor and that meat has. So just to taste that meat, it has a very lovely smoke flavor to it. That applewood always makes a big difference. So we're just going to take one of these drumsticks, cut a little piece off. You can see it's got some nice little smoke ring to it, nice and flavorful and moist. Lovely flavor. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to it. I'm gonna use this turkey specifically for the soup stock, or the soup itself, or more in particular, my wife is going to make a lovely soup out of it. We'll boil this for at least about a few hours. and then take all those bones out, throw them in the compost, and strain it. We might put a little bit of ginger, a little bit of salt in here, but you know, that's your base for any really good turkey base soup. All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, just wanted to show you, we've got the all the drippings. I added about 6 cups of water in there just to simmer that for a bit, and then that whole batch is going to go in with the carcass bones from that turkey. So you can see I've got some water in there, got some salt and a little bit of ginger powder in there just to give it some flavor. And once that's all into that Dutch oven, it's going to simmer for a good 3 hours. You know, you want that, I've even left it overnight. So let's say this is like 6 o'clock at night, I'm putting this on, I'll get this all together, and I'll leave it on just a very low simmer in the entire night, and then get up the next morning and I'll strain those bones out, and you know, get any chunks out of it, and that makes it amazing soup stock. But then once you get to that stage, you let it cool. You either put it in the fridge or put it out in the garage if it's cold outside, and the fat will sort of come to the top. You skim that fat off, and you know, that's your soup broth for anything else you want to make. So good homemade soup broth can't be beat. You know, the flavor will be amazing, and you're going to really enjoy any soup that you make from it. All right, that's all for now. Hope you enjoy the video. If you like it, feel free to subscribe and click on that subscribe button, and enjoy any more videos that I put out.